Welcome back. Even though real life keeps getting in the way and delaying some of these videos, I still intend to finish my chronological journey through Band-Maid's catalog, and today I'm going to listen to the single Bubble. And that was released on January 16th, 2019, I believe, which is the same day as the previous one that we looked at, which was Glory, which also had Hide and Seek. But the Bubble single had the song Bubble and the song Smile. And just like the last single, the title track of this one shows up on the album Conqueror, but the B-side Smile doesn't. And I have their greatest hits albums here, which have the A-side for both of these singles, Glory and Bubble, are on this greatest hits, but Smile isn't. So as far as I know, Smile is just like Hide and Seek. The only place that it appears is on that single. But there is an official music video for Bubble on YouTube. I'm going to watch that, and then we'll try to find the audio for Smile. All right, I have pulled up the official music video for Bubble. And again, this is January 2019. This is after the album World Domination, but before the album Conqueror. Here we go. I would say that's a pretty memorable intro. Konami's little riff there that repeats a few times is memorable, and it looked like on Miku's parts, the rhythm guitar, it looks like she was doing those on the, I don't know what you call that, the upstroke, where instead of strumming down, she looked like she was strumming up. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't play the guitar. I did try to play the guitar once about, I don't know, 20-something years ago, and I think I got, 5 or 6 chords down, but anyway, it looked like that's what she was doing. It also looked like Miku was, doing one of her rock star poses, which I always appreciate because she leans so hard into being a rock musician, even though that's clearly not what she started out as. I love her enthusiasm. And even though musically she may not be the biggest contributor to this band, we know that she contributes tons of lyrics and as well as, being the founder and the energy, but the way that she mimics those poses and has learned a ton on the rhythm guitar. I really appreciate that. Also, I'm not sure what what the coins are here. It's been so long since I've had a Japanese yen coin in my hand. I don't know if those are Japanese coins or if those are coins from somewhere else. They don't look like American coins. And clearly this is on an equipment case or something like that as it's being rolled in there. At least I saw it. I want to back up just a little bit. I know I've mentioned before, I have a hard time watching the video and hearing the music, especially since it's been a while since I've done either with this song. And usually if I catch something in the video, then I'm not hearing the music anymore. And if I catch something in the song, I'm not seeing the video anymore. But I wanted to back up just a second. This room looks really plush and luxurious. Maybe not the bare concrete walls, but the furniture there looks really nice, but more expensive than my furniture. But there appears to be a lantern or something there on the table, and an old looking TV over here on this little table. That's the kind of TV that, you needed a friend to help you pick up because that CRT tube was so heavy. But yeah, this is a, kind of a curious scene here. But the song is really catchy as well. The way that they have woven that kind of intermittent background music with Psyche's vocals. It feels like the music behind her vocals is a little scattered, but there's a lot of space in there which emphasizes her vocals. The bass guitar is just magnificent here, and I think the reason that I'm noticing the bass guitar so early, so often in this song is because just a few days ago, a friend sent me a link to a YouTube video called something like the top 10 or maybe the top 15 best rock bassists. And a couple of them I expected, like Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and that guy whose name I can't remember from, was it The Who? But then there were some that I thought, I don't ever remember their bass guitar standing out or doing anything really special. Like they might have been a really good bass guitarist, but the songs that I know from their band don't feature the bass. And here, this bass was featured right around here.
が心に住み着いてる分け合うなめ愛ならそう知事本当の意味はどこに無様に揺れて
I have seen this video before, but I didn't remember going into it today that this is the one that had the champagne being poured across the drums, which I assume isn't bad for the equipment. If you wipe it off soon enough, I would just be worried that it would get sticky, you know, if you left it on there too long. But I guess it's not soda. I don't know where the best freeze frame there is, but surely somebody had some towels ready after this shooting this scene here. But it's a fun little scene, and I can't help but get the feeling that they're specifically calling back to something, and now that's sparking a memory. Okay, there are several comments under this that mention Freddie Mercury and Queen, so I'm guessing that this, at least part of this, is an homage to them, or maybe some of these scenes are from the movie. I did see the movie. Well, now that I mentioned it, the name of the movie has slipped my mind, but I did see the movie when it came out, but I don't remember exactly this scene in there. I do remember several scenes, and I remember the big show near the end matching pretty closely with the actual show from real life. And I think I even saw a video on YouTube around that time where somebody put them side by side, the real footage from the real, was it Farm Aid or Live Aid, whatever that big festival was, along with the footage from the movie side by side. That was pretty cool. So anyway, maybe this is referencing a scene from the movie. It looks pretty cool. I'm not sure why, but anyway, hopefully they had fun shooting it. Let's keep going. Speaking of Queen, I think Queen's bassist was one of the ones mentioned in that video that I referred to a few minutes ago, the best rock bassists of all time. And I do remember there being some bass parts of Queen that stood out to me and being impressed by, and probably the most memorable, most iconic one is the one from Another One Bites the Dust, which I remember from grade school. I don't remember when it came out, but I first heard it when I was in, I don't know, 3rd or 4th grade and never forgot it. And if you ever hear that bass line again, you know which song it is, unless it's, you know, the later one that ripped it off. But if you're going to pay an homage to a bass player in, you know, in the rock genre, that's a pretty good one to pay homage to. And am I even saying that word right? Maybe not. But I think if there's any bassist working today in rock music that should be called upon to, you know, tribute to those previous ones, it should be this one. My goodness, she makes this song. Not to take away from anybody else, I'm just focusing on the bass because I just saw that video a couple of days ago. Akane is doing tremendous work on the drums here. There were whole sections where she wasn't doing the rhythm section. She was just rolling around in the drum set, and it sounded really cool, really fluid. No pun intended, because there was actual liquid poured on the drums, but the sound of it was very fluid and it just really draws you in. And the guitar parts, I like how they're separated. There's space between them. Backing up just a little bit, there's that well-known amplifier and the bass player that should be more well-known, in my opinion. Well, that's a pretty cool shot right there, and I'm guessing that may also be from the movie. If not, it should be. It's a pretty cool shot of a lead singer who typically is, you know, pushed out front from everybody, and the spotlight tends to be on them a bunch of the time. And I'm sure I'm not the first person who has said this, but the composition of this song is delightful. It's really well done. I remember this scene too. I just didn't remember that it was in this specific video, and I wonder whose idea that was. But I see now that the furniture may not be in as good a shape as I initially thought. This one arm of this seat over here looks a little torn up. But yeah, I wonder whose idea it was to just lay down and play the bass. It might have been Misa's idea. Maybe she was tired. But you know, whatever makes you comfortable, enjoy that. I did notice that the melody just changed just a little bit. I guess that's I don't even know what you call that part of the song where the melody has changed in that recent section. But I was a little distracted by the video shots of the getting into the taxi cab there in the rain. I'm not sure about where it was, somewhere around here.
Only see the surface. They are missing something very important. You should find out that with your own eyes. What do you want? It depends on you.
裏か表かどちらが正義か Yeah 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 出口求めて始まりどっちじゃ倒れてゆくありもしなくても信じ続けるよ Yeah 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 一人一人マインターなボイス腕方の夢罠にはまる パーフェクトなんてない forever 予想された現実が私を呼んでる Wake me up Wake me up
The melody changed again there, and I like this part. There was a really cool bass part there when it went back to Misa on the rug, and as it came away from that scene, the bass was just exploding with what should probably be a song just by itself. I also noticed in the scene with the lamp that Psyche's the one that turned it on, but then Miku's the one that turned it off. So I'm not sure if there was some significance to that. But I want to go back just again and hear the melody change as they went into this extra section here. I think it was just as the color popped in. So maybe just a few seconds after this.
夢罠にはまる パーフェクトなんてない forever 予想された現実が私を呼んでる Wake me up Wake me up でも高鳴る鼓動は望む一つだけ Wake me up もう戻らない
Back to the beginning riff. Oh, I stopped it with 15 seconds left. Is there anything else there? No, just a little bit of a credit. Okay, is this where it says you're a Okay, it says you're a legend, but it doesn't say who it's referring to. I'm wondering where the impression came from that I saw in the comments that this was a tribute to that, or is it obvious from the video? That's possible. I'm not recognizing that it's obvious from the video. But I was probably supposed to be able to tell from the video. I can tell you that I wouldn't have gotten that from the video, but that's just me. Apparently enough people got that and left comments about it. Indeed, Freddie Mercury was a legend, and in a very different way. I hope that someday these ladies are legends for what they're doing in the music, not for their off-court activities. I care a little bit less about that than some people do, but what they're doing here in the game. This song definitely felt different from a lot of the other Band-Maid songs that we've, come up through as I've gone through this chronological journey, and it definitely is a major shift from what I loved about World Domination. But I don't love this any less, I just love it in a different way. I could listen to this song a lot, but I don't have time right now. I'm gonna go listen to Smile if I can find it. Well, as expected, I found the audio-only version here on YouTube. This is the cover for the Bubble single. And it looks like there's a little alligator or a wolf or something here posing as the lips of this silhouette. I'm pretty sure I have heard this one before, but I know it's been a while. As I've mentioned repeatedly, I'm only listening to the songs off camera that I've covered on camera so far. I've been strictly limiting myself that way, and that's one reason that I want to keep on with this journey, is so that I can allow myself to listen to more and more of their newer songs like this one. Let's go. Well, just like the last one, this one definitely did not sound like a typical Band-Maid fare. It sounds like, assuming that like most of their songs after a certain date, Konami was the composer, or at least the initial composer, it feels like she went out of her way to make something different here. For one example, the guitar sounds much more like an acoustic guitar rather than the distorted rock guitars. The vocals sound a lot more wavy and just, kind of swaying rather than, hitting hard like a rock vocal would do. Even on some of their softer songs like Daydreaming and whatnot, those vocals seem to, hit on the beat, whereas this one just seems more like it's kind of floating in the breeze. And the drums, my goodness, Akane. If Misa felt like the star of the previous song to me, so far Akane feels like the star of this one. The drum pattern that she's doing is, what do you even call that? Probably there's a name. I don't know what it is, but it just sounds so pleasant the way that it's just kind of rolling, almost like a waterfall or something. Back up a little bit. Now, I did hear the bass guitar come in there for just a second. I also heard strings, I'm pretty sure, and they may be synthesized strings, which I honestly don't care whether they played actual stringed instruments or put them in with a synthesizer, but it's just really well put together, just like most Band-Maid songs. But this may seem really odd, but the style and the sense that I'm getting from this reminds me of, I want to say, a Christian rock song from the late 80s or early 90s. Now, that was a long time ago, and I don't listen to a lot of Christian rock, but I, like many people, I've heard some of it, and that's kind of the sense that I'm getting. I'm not saying that there's a specific song that this feels copied from. I'm just saying that there was a band around that time. Maybe it was late 90s now that I think about it, that somebody played a song for me, and it felt a little bit like this. And it does sound really odd now that I said it out loud. But anyway, back up a few seconds and let's keep going. I love the melody here. I assume this is the chorus. That was a really nice harmony right there. Very nice. Very well done, Psyche and Miku, I assume. Although I know in studio you can do harmony with yourself. I'm sure getting a really nice feeling out of this song. Back up a few seconds and keep going. Sorry, right before this verse started, Misa came in with whatever she wanted to say, and it felt really nice. I think the thing that I mentioned earlier that this reminded me of, I think probably it was very late 90s, and I almost want to say Sixpence None the Richer, but now that I say that out loud, I don't know if that's an actual band or if I just made that up in my head right now. But there was definitely a group or a number of groups around that time that had a sound kind of like this, but this is beyond that. I'm not saying that, they just went back and did something lazy, that somebody else has already done. I'm not saying that at all. This sounds really cool. It just reminded me of that, and I'll stop mentioning it now. But I want to catch that little bass piece again. I don't know why I do this, but for some reason in every song, I look for a moment or a specific member that I think like that's what defines this song to me. And sometimes it's, a specific effort on the drums, or sometimes, it's the driving guitars. Sometimes it's Psyche's vocals. And here it is that specific part near the end of the chorus where those harmonies just hit. There's that melodic progression, or whatever you call that, the order of those notes just hits me hard, and the very specific harmonies that they chose as the melody went in, in that order. My goodness, that makes this song to me. The rest of it is, it's great, but that part is it just kicks. That's the part that's going to be, nailed into my head that says this song.
It's a special view 全て超えてどこまでも遥かへ Cast the movie Oh 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 Cast the movie Oh 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 oh
And for once, a Band-Maid song ended as I expected it to. When it came out there, it ended at what felt like the right place. So many of their songs end in a sudden or unexpected way that I'm caught off guard, but that ending felt perfectly normal and expected to me. The drums have to be, one of the heroes of this song. Did she ever just find a groove and stay there? If she did, I didn't notice it. It felt like she was just rolling the whole way through there. But again, every single member made this song what it is. Kaname choosing to go with more of an acoustic sound on her guitar, the drums rolling through the entire thing, the bass just waterfalling is what I'm going to call it. Waterfalling in the background, or maybe gurgling brook. I don't know what it was, but when she gets high up on the neck, and just definitely Misa is a bass guitarist in rock music that needs to be mentioned. My goodness. And as already mentioned, the vocal part there, especially the part near the end of the chorus, that little set of harmonies there, that's just gorgeous. What a beautiful song. I don't know what else to say, except I'm in a really good mood after hearing both of these songs, even though they don't fit the very specific definition that I've made for myself as to that's my favorite kind of song, which was most of the songs on the World Domination album, by the way, in case you missed that video or those videos. But I like this kind of song too, especially Bubble. It was more upbeat. I tend to favor the more upbeat songs, because at this age, I can slow down all by myself. I don't need a song to help me slow down and calm down. I can do that easily without any help at all. I still appreciate that, this is a beautiful song, but I tend to prefer the more upbeat songs because, getting hyped up gets more and more difficult the older you get. At least that's my experience. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me through this journey. I'm going to check my list right now. What is coming up next for Band-Maid? On my list anyway, by chronological order, is the Band-Maid album, or mini album, whatever you want to call it, which came out in April of 2019. Now that has Secret Maiko Lips, which I've already done along with Secret My Lips. And then there were some others that I didn't do along with the song that they match up with. Like Tora and Tora matches up with One and Only, and I didn't look at that song. There's Yolo Siosu, which I forgot to match up with Yolo. There's Ansan, which matches up with Anemone, and Akasimahen, something like that matches up with Awkward. And then there's Screaming, which is matching up with Screaming. They just wrote this one with Japanese characters instead of with English characters, but it still looks like Sukuri Mingu, Screaming. I think it's Screaming, but anyway. And Gyeoncho, which I'm pretty sure is an original made just for Band-Maid. So that's where I'm going next. And if you're wondering, yes, I do have the Band-Maid album. So I will be able to, get the audio that I want from here. And I know a couple of these have music videos, which I will find. Let's look forward to that. I'll see you next time.